Hey folks, welcome back to Chronic Pillness. This is a podcast on medical abuse and medical harm and trying to really understand what's going on with disease and how we acquire them and how we can get healthy. This is the fifth episode. We got Manny back on here, and I'm really honored to bring Manny back on. He had a great episode 10 days ago, 2 weeks ago, something like that. Manny's a
Mhm.
really fantastic individual who's learned how to heal himself. He was losing his eyesight and he regained it, not through the medical community, but through fasting and other ch behavioral changes he did. So go ahead and check out that episode. But I want to pass the mic over to Manny now. He wants to share a bit about his uncle's story and things like that. So how you doing, Manny? It's great
I'm
to have you
doing
back.
great. I'm doing great, and thanks for having me back. Well, yeah, my story about my uncle, right? My uncle was a very healthy guy. He was very, he was probably about 6'6", maybe like 185 pounds, but he was like nice and lean and cut up.
Right.
And he uh he was like a superhero to me, and I actually sat back and watched him shrivel up and die in front of me.
Yeah.
Not well, he actually passed away in front of me, but I watch it slowly diminish his body,
Yeah.
HIV, and I always been it made me paranoid and scared of this particular disease, and I was always curious to wonder, was it anything related between HIV and parasites?
Yeah.
It always made me wonder, was it a link between that? Because I've been watching a lot of your videos, and I've been studying not that kind of crazy.com, your website,
Yeah.
and it seems to me that I believe that most STDs, STIs, and all these diseases, I believe that they parasitic related because
Absolutely.
for instance, like on your website when it was talking about how, you know, parasites rob you of minerals, and it robs you of vitamins and all these different types of things. And this is the same exact stuff that happened to my uncle.
Right. Right.
You know, and also I know that I believe like 85% of your immune system is made up in your gut.
Yeah.
So with that being said, if his immune was deficient, then most likely it was something not getting through to his immune system, which is his gut.
Yeah.
And anyway, I know a lot of those parasitic worms, they attach to the intestinal wall
Mm-hmm.
and then start robbing you. But
Mm-hmm.
man, I really seen him drop all the way from 185, 190 pounds. I mean, literally down next to nothing to about
Yeah.
60 pounds.
And and,
So,
and 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 well, how old was he? And what year was this when he got HIV? Like how old was he? Kind of get a
okay,
timeline.
he died in the month of October 1999.
Okay.
And I remember it vividly because when I watched him pass away,
Hold on one second. We're getting,
well, and I was home on a weekend pass.
yeah.
So he was at my mom's house, and I slept on the couch because that's where that was the only space available, and he sat in a rocking chair across from me.
Yeah.
And he that's and I remember when I left to go back to the group home on that Sunday, I had got a call that he had passed away. So it was in October, but he was diagnosed with it, I think, probably 2 years prior to that, but
Okay.
they said he must have had it in his system for over 10 years.
Yeah. They
So,
said he had,
so
okay.
yeah, they said when he got diagnosed with it 2 years prior to him dying, they told him that he had it in his system for 10 years.
Right. Hold on one
So
second,
basically, it
Manny.
was already in him,
I'm gonna
and it just
cut.
ain't take effect. affect.
I had to cut my video. I'm sorry about that. It's my internet's really terrible, so in order for it not to be choppy and for you to come in clearly, I want to hear all your story and stuff. And sorry, I had to cut my internet there or my video, but I'm still with you, man. So
That's fine.
yeah,
That's fine. That's fine. So yeah, anyway, yeah, he had got diagnosed 2 years prior to him passing, but they said he had it in his system for 10 years. Now it's crazy because I actually went back and started doing studying and stuff like that, and the same person that broke the uh the HIV case back in 1985, I believe, is the same person that's was in charge of the COVID, which was
Anthony
Dr. Fauci.
Fauci. Yeah, Tony Fauci.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is no
Yep.
coincidence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. And it seemed like when I watched his studies, go ahead. Go
Everything
ahead.
indicates to me that both COVID and HIV were bioengineered viruses, quote unquote, by our government and by the elite to take out certain people. Where HIV was the population that was impacted the most was the gay male population and the Black American population. But with COVID, it was mostly the elderly and those dealing with chronic illnesses, those receiving government welfare and assistance. These are all marginalized populations, and this isn't by coincidence. I really don't
Yeah,
think so. And
right.
that through CRISPR technology, I believe both of these quote unquote viruses were constructed to wreak havoc and destroy specific populations.
Right. And when I went back and studied Dr. Fauci uh uh findings in 19 as far as 1985 go,
Yeah.
I see that the percentages of the cases, it was 70, I think it was 78% homosexuals and 15% IV users, and I think the other 5% or whatever it was supposed to be homophiliacs. But what I found interesting was that, it was supposed to be in homosexual males. Now, what's the link between that? Is actually where parasites end up at in your stool. You
Yep.
get what I'm saying? But
Exactly.
also, not only end up in your stool, 85% of your immune system is made up inside of your stomach.
Yeah.
So I just find it very interesting. And of course, parasites travel through your bloodstream. So that's the part with the IV uses right there.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah,
It's a bloodborne, it's likely a blood-based parasitic infection that gets transmitted through like anal sex
yeah,
because right, it's that this is where the parasites thrive is in the stool, in the fecal matter.
yeah.
But then they also live with it within the bloodstream.
Yep. And
Very fun.
also, okay, not only you have the anal, which is waste, which is death from the back, and the front, which give life. A man and a woman in the front is life, and the rear end is death, which is waste that comes out. And so when a man does do that act on another man, then he using the front part, which gives life, which is also connected to what? His stomach, his immune system.
Yeah.
So I believe the the eggs exit through the fecal matter, and then it's picked back up through the front part of the male
Yeah.
genitalia.
Yeah.
If I'm making sense.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah, you are.
you was talking, yes, yep. And I don't know how to pronounce this particular parasite. It's called. It begins with an S.
Mm-hmm.
Schista or something.
Schistosomiasis,
Yeah,
schistosomiasis. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
Schistosoma. Yeah.
Yep, and it does the same. The parasite does the same exact thing as the disease does. It
Yeah,
robs you of all your minerals. If
yeah,
your immune system is in deficiency,
yeah,
that means that it's being robbed from something.
yeah,
You get what I'm saying? So,
yeah, yeah, yeah. And then the treatments for that were pushed in the 80s and 90s for HIV were really awful. What was it called? AZT or something like that?
yeah, it was
And then that,
AZT. Yep.
yeah, that ended up killing way more people than helping. It's kind of like giving chemotherapy for cancer. You're
Yeah.
going to provide radiation to, when all of these conditions, so many cancers, HIV, things like this, are likely parasitic. So
Absolutely.
rather than giving AZT and destroying somebody or chemotherapy to destroy somebody, you could actually just deal with the root cause, which is a parasitic infection, and heal people. And it's crazy, man.
Yeah.
And did you know that syphilis is also likely parasitic, and that the first cases of syphilis were brought to Europe in like 1494, a couple years after Columbus,
Yeah.
discovered the land, went to the Americas, and
Right.
likely brought it back by, sleeping with the local indigenous populations in the Americas, brought it back to Europe, and then syphilis wreaked havoc on the European continent.
Right.
And again, this is almost all diseases have are due to parasites.
Absolutely.
And and it's like the Europeans brought like smallpox and all these diseases, all parasitic, to the
Hmm.
Americas, but then the Europeans who came back brought all these diseases that were native to North America or to the Americas back to Europe. And it was just like this, yeah, it's wild, man.
Right. And
Yeah.
I was doing a little research last night, and guess what I stumbled across?
What's up?
It's something that with herpes, right?
Yeah.
I found out that herpes comes from chickens. It's
Does
like
it?
they tell you a little bit of truth with a bunch of lies sprinkled on top. I'm
Yeah.
a, I'm I want to read this to you that
Please.
I found. Well, read this to the fans that I found last night. Okay, let me see. Here you go right here. Now I have a very bad problem with pronouncing
Oh, that's
things.
fine. That's fine.
Okay, let me see. Okay, the chicken disease is called uh Marek's disease or MD.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a highly contagious herpes infection in chickens causing tumors, paralysis, and often splay leg blindness and immune suppression, usually in young birds between the ages of 6 to 20 weeks. And it spreads the infected dust and dander through the air and stuff like that, and there's no cure for it.
Right.
Okay, and that's in chickens.
Yeah.
Okay, and it makes you think about what is it called, the bird flu?
Yeah.
Okay, but look at this. Check this out, and this is how they call themselves getting rid of it.
I
Uh,
lost your video, Manny.
okay, yeah, because I was reading
Oh,
from the
gotcha. Gotcha.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so this is how they get rid of it. Well, they don't get rid of it. There's no cure for the sick birds, so they usually separate them humanely, and then they euthanize them and dispose of the bird via burial or what is it called? Via burial or composting. So they use the dead bird as compost,
No, that
but
doesn't make any sense.
it doesn't make any sense because in order see a human, okay, here's the thing, right? This is how I look at it, right? So if they use it as compost, right? A human cannot have a baby with a dead human. It has to be two living beings, right, to give life. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Okay, therefore, so if you take compost, which supposedly did, and added to the soil, then it serves no purpose. So it lets you know that these organisms, they don't die. So they take the same organisms and then put it straight in the grass, where the chicken's going to do what? They're going to nibble and eat in that same grass.
Right.
So that virus is most likely getting all on the soil and getting all in the fruits and vegetables, and
Right.
then also being re-eaten again by the chickens. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If that make any sense.
Yeah. Yeah. It's wild, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, so a lot of it could be a lot of people out here that's getting herpes. They really might be just getting it from chickens.
Yeah.
Yep. And one more thing I wanted to read before I forget. So I looked up the etymology, right,
Hmm.
of the word herpes.
Yeah.
The word herpes come from the ancient Greek word
Hmm.
herpein, meaning to creep or crawl.
Ah, no
Looking
way.
to creep or
Really? Really? That's
yeah, and
brilliant.
listen, it also comes a creep and crawl,
Yeah.
describing the way of lesions spreading or creep across the skin, a characteristic noted by ancient physicians like Hippocrates, which is the forefather of medicine, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, which he was also into using natural remedies like herbs and stuff as yourself.
Right.
Um, it was used for a various of spreading skin conditions like ringworms and
Uh-huh.
shingles. You
Uh-huh.
get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if
Yeah.
this gonna blow your mind right here. This is your work right here. Listen, with its root also related to the Latin word serpens or serpent
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
due to
Yeah.
its
Yeah.
creeping nature. That's
Yeah.
that serpent energy again.
Exactly.
Back to that again.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Yep. So a lot of people out here that have these herpes, it's a bug.
Yeah. It's a parasite. It's
Yeah,
absolutely a
it's a
parasite.
parasite.
It's
Yeah.
absolutely a parasite.
Yep.
Yeah,
And
and the more we talk about these, and the more we explore them, it's so much. It's so amazing how much information is hidden in language.
exactly.
Like that. That's a brilliant connection that I didn't know about with herpes and Greek
Hmm.
it's just like all language just carries so much powerful information when we dig into it. Like the
Yep.
word like formication. It's forma
Pharmakia. Yep.
is a sense. No, formication is a different one from pharmakia. It's formication is the sensation of bugs or worms crawling
Oh,
on or under
okay.
your
Yes.
skin. And
Okay.
but that comes from a Latin root forma being like ants, and
Yep.
it's just formication today is believed to be from tactile hallucinations, but it's there's nothing hallucinatory about it. It's from legit bugs,
Right.
that our medical system and science denies.
Yep. You
And
know the word, not to cut you off, but do you know the word hospital come from the word hospice, which means the house of the dead?
yeah, yeah,
Yep.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
You got that. You got so many links. It's crazy, man. It's
yeah,
it's crazy. They done what's the name, played us out of position so long. Even like when it comes to the New Year's, everybody think that January, not to switch subjects, but everybody think that January is the New Year's when everything is dead. All the
yeah,
trees is dead,
yeah,
all
yeah,
the
yeah,
animals went in.
yeah,
But when you look at April showers bring May flowers, that is the New Year's spring because everything's spring forward, right?
exactly,
But
exactly.
if you go back and look at it, if you Google or look into what was the original New Year's, guess what it was?
April 1st.
April 1st, April Fool's Day.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and there are 13 months of the year, not 12.
Exactly.
And all the months have been messed up. Like December dec is short for 10, not 12, right? So
Right.
it's the 10th month, you know. And November, neuf, nine, nueve, it's nine,
Yeah.
right? November,
Yeah.
but it's the 11th month, right? Everything's been thrown off. And then there's
Yeah.
a missing month because each month should be 28 days. That lines up with the lunar calendar, the lunar
Yeah.
cycle. And there should be 13 28-day months. Yeah, it's wild. So yeah, but yeah, you're right. The start of the year should correspond to the start of spring and the start of life and the regrowth of life, not the middle of winter in January. So
Yeah. Did you are you familiar with Dick Gregory?
yeah, I am
Oh,
absolutely.
okay. Dick Gregory made a powerful statement that
Yeah.
I will never forget. You know what he said?
What's that?
He said, as humans, we got one job, and that one job is to return back to God the same way he sent us when he brought us here through our mother womb. As clean as we was when we came here, it's our
Hmm.
job to return back to him with the same cleanliness,
Right.
meaning our body. And it's no conspiracy that they out here trying to mess our bodies up like that. So
Hmm.
we can't return back to the Almighty God the same
Right.
way He sent us here.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I don't know if I ever told you about what I was telling you about the fluke worm,
Hmm.
about that. Let me. I might go off the camera for a second because I gotta look and read it. I got it. So
Okay.
excuse me for 1 second.
No problem, man.
Okay, but this is real. This is some powerful stuff right here.
Hmm.
Okay. Let me see. You got this gonna blow everybody mind. And they ain't gotta take our word for this stuff. They can just go back and look it up.
Yeah.
You know, that's all they gotta do is look it up. Okay. You got the word called Fasciola hepatica, right?
Hmm.
Which means blood fluke. It means a blood fluke. That's what Fasciola hepatica. But we was also taught in school that when you have long words like that, well, two words combined together, in order to understand what it means, you have to break down both of them to get the etymology of the meaning behind these words.
Right.
So when I look up Fasciola hepatica, okay, it means blood fluke, which we know is a parasite, correct?
Right.
Okay, now you go next to and you type in and look in the word hepatica, symptoms of hepatica. This would it come back as likely refer to liver issues with common symptoms including fatigue, jaundice, yellow skin, eyes, abdominal pain, upper right, nausea, dark urine, pale stool, and joint pains, often pointing to hepatitis
Yep.
in parentheses, liver inflammation from viruses A, B, and C.
Hmm.
You see that?
Yep.
Okay, so it tells you that one part of that word, hepatica, means the same thing as hepatitis.
Yep. Exactly.
Okay,
Exact same
but
symptoms. Yeah.
yep, but fasciola hepatica is a liver fluke.
Yeah.
It's a fluke.
Yeah.
that tells it right there.
And how is it mostly transmitted through sex and intravenous transmission of sharing needles
Exactly.
and things? And yeah,
Because people
it's
don't people don't understand that what's the name that when people have intercourse it's still living organisms in the vaginal area.
yeah.
It's still
Yeah.
living organisms. You just passing it around. It's the fluids. Them parasites not only just get in the blood, get in the intestinal, they travel through the blood, they travel through the they cross the brain barrier, they get all in your privates. You
Yeah,
know,
they get
we
in the
like
lungs and
flies.
your privates and in your tissues. They get
Yeah,
everywhere. They are the cause of disease. They really are.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, they just they everywhere.
They are
Yes.
everywhere, and it's so crazy that still so many people believe that we eliminated all these parasites when everybody's sick. Like
Yep.
it's like they made this claim in like the 70s and 80s that, oh no, we no longer have parasites in this country. But then
Yep.
everybody got super sick when we supposedly eradicated the cause of all these diseases. Like, make it make sense, you know?
Yep.
It's
Me and my cousin was in Sprout because I get the water. I try to drink the Saratoga water is in a glass.
yeah,
The lady told me, I seen a lady with some organic stuff in her car. I said, "Oh, you on your health journey, right?" She was like, "I'm trying to be." I said, "What's wrong?" She said, "I just feel so bad." She said, I feel so bad. And the
yeah,
symptoms she was describing, I was like, you need to go look up this guy named Gregory Gerber on YouTube. You need to go check him out because he talking some deep stuff. And
yeah,
most likely you got parasites.
yeah,
She
yeah,
said her hair keep falling out. She said she
yeah,
can't gain no weight. She's constipated.
yeah,
Her skin is yellow.
yeah,
It's like she was just in a bad condition.
yeah.
And she said it just happened all of a sudden. You get what I'm saying? It
Yeah,
just popped
she's
up out of
definitely
the blue.
got parasites. So I was down in Dollar Tree last week buying something, and the cashier, she felt some biting on her skin, and then she felt really terrible, and her stomach was doing somersaults.
Yeah,
And I didn't want to say anything right there, but then I left and went to the grocery store, and then I was like, I got to go back and let her know that she's dealing with parasites, you know?
yeah,
And
yeah.
and so I just ripped up a piece of paper that had the name of my website and the YouTube channel. I was like, check it out. You know, you there are answers. But unfortunately, you know, so many people that are hearing this. Oh, I have parasites. Well, let me go to my doctor and get them diagnosed. No,
Absolutely,
your
absolutely.
medical diagnostics aren't going to show the parasites because that would put an end to the $1 trillion grift if they actually acknowledge the parasites that cause your disease.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I was telling the lady. Telling the lady, she said, "Well, how come they ain't do a test for it?" I said, "Because," I said, "Look at it like this." And I said, just to say you was a heroin dealer, right?
Yeah,
And you sold heroin, and I said this your customer is talking about going to rehab. You don't want them to go to rehab. You want them to
yeah,
keep getting sick.
yeah,
I
yeah,
said it's the same thing.
yeah.
Look,
So,
look. Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, exactly. You keep on stringing them along with enough heroin to keep them addicted, but you know,
Yeah,
you don't actually cure what's causing the addiction. You don't
you know,
you don't solve the problems. You just string them along.
yeah, you want them to keep coming back.
Right, exactly.
Yep. And let me tell you something. If an addict, usually if an addict couldn't go on a drug strip from a drug dealer and get nothing free, but let them talk about going to rehab that day. I guarantee you get something free that day.
Yeah, yeah,
They'll be like, "Oh no, take this," keep you on that hook. It's the same thing. They play a lot of games with us.
they
Like
do.
alcohol used to be illegal during the prohibition,
Yeah,
and then they legalize it. It's bars on every corner. Uh, we used to be able to recycle. Now they give us recycling bins, so we can't make no money off that.
yeah,
Uh, they did the same thing with marijuana. It used to be illegal. Now it's legal. Oh, well, not federally regulated, but
right.
they got them in stores,
Yeah,
and they did the same thing with running numbers. They turned it into the lottery.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
Yeah,
I believe,
everything's a scam. The lottery's a scam. Rehabs are scam. You know,
yeah,
unfortunately, you know, is that so many people think like, okay, well, if I send my son or daughter to this 30-day inpatient rehab, that they'll get a chance to get better because they're going to go see the experts. But the cause of addiction is typically breaks down to two basic things, and that's undiagnosed parasitic infection and unresolved trauma.
exactly,
Either people, so if you read my addiction series on the website, you'll understand that smoking, many people smoke or vape because nicotine has anti-parasitic qualities. And,
Yeah.
and that many people use stimulants, powerful stimulants, be it Adderall or meth or cocaine or crack, because they have fatigue, because they have undiagnosed parasites, or that they turn to opiates like heroin, fentanyl, things like that, or even oxycontin, prescription stimulants, because they're dealing with trauma, and that helps numb the pain, or they're dealing with chronic pain, and chronic pain is typically due to parasites.
Yep.
So none of these rehabs are addressing the parasitic cause. None of them are really providing effective trauma treatments. And so even if you deal with the addiction, you haven't dealt with the root cause of the infection or the trauma. But then they try to preach this dual diagnosis thing, like, okay, well, we want to help you with your psychological issues, with your psychiatric issues. So we're going to get you on antidepressants and antipsychotics and benzodiazepines. Again,
Yep.
none of this is dealing with the root issues. The root issues are parasites and trauma, you know,
Absolutely.
and so it's just, and so the person goes to this rehab for 30 days, and then they eventually they might be clean for a month, they might be clean for a year, but eventually it's going to fail most people, because again, the cause of their fatigue, the cause of their pain, be it physical pain or emotional pain, has never been dealt with. And
Absolutely.
and so they're just set up for failure. And so the system keeps on getting repeat customers. And people go to rehabs like 13, 15, 20 times, and feel
Yeah.
like they're bad people for not getting better. But the rehabs aren't providing them effective paths at healing, true healing.
It's
And
absolutely. And here's the thing. Speaking while we speaking on that topic, I also I think about it like this as well, right? They say when they do go to I believe that they put fentanyl out here to get rid of the old heroin, where people used to be addicted to heroin. They
yeah,
can stay in the house and go cold turkey and feel better within 3 to 4 days.
yeah,
Now they say come to this rehab, and then we're going to give you a drug and call it maintenance, right?
yeah,
Which is
yeah,
stronger than the actual heroin. So I think they did away with the heroin like they did away with the marijuana we used to have, the commercial Acapulco Gold
yeah,
and Sesamilia and all that, Sesweed. We used to have that with the seeds in it.
yeah,
But
yeah,
now they got rid of that and start giving us weed without seeds, so we can't grow it, and giving us this synthetic weed, which is more harder to get off. You get
yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
Which I don't have no problem with anybody that smoke marijuana or or whatever, right? I just believe that the weed that they smoking now is compromised.
It is
And
compromised. It's
yeah,
been genetically modified. It
yeah,
is not. It is
absolutely.
not what it was. You know.
Exactly. And the same thing with the I believe that's why they put the fentanyl out here. So
Yeah.
it can be some deaths. People can get scared, not want to buy off the streets no more, and then they can go to them and get Suboxone and
Yeah. Yeah.
methadone and all
Exactly.
that stuff like that.
And so now that they've got a customer for life buying into the
Exactly.
Suboxone, and
Yeah.
then not only are they taking Suboxone, they're probably taking antidepressants,
Oh,
or something like
absolutely.
gabapentin, or
Yeah.
like all these other drugs, and then all these side effects from these medications, and it not the root cause is never dealt with.
Exactly.
What's driving this? The need for the opiates, the need for the pain relief, the need for the trauma relief,
Yeah, and I'm gonna give you something, something exclusive right now.
Yeah,
I actually used to be addicted to painkillers.
yeah.
No one knew this. My family didn't know it, and I'm
Hmm.
saying it here on live or on your channel. I used to be addicted to Percocets.
Okay.
Like I said, when I used to have that knot in my throat and
Yeah,
all that feeling, I later on found out that it was a parasite. It was a flatworm,
yeah,
a fluke, and I noticed that every time I would take a Percocet, that it will go down.
yeah,
So you're absolutely correct. I don't know if it got the worms high or made them relax or whatever, but it definitely gave me relief. And every time I was sober up, I will feel this worm moving
Mm-hmm.
around.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? Now, so I
Yeah.
would have to take. There's a lot of people going through it, and they just not talking about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they're not being
Absolutely.
honest.
And parasites drive our behaviors and they influence our impulse control and they drive our food cravings, they drive our drug cravings,
Yeah,
and they'll do anything to benefit themselves.
that's
It's wild. And you know, and yeah, everything indicates to me that low dose naltrexone, right? That
okay.
is naltrexone is what people take when they have an opiate overdose, right? To
Yeah,
bring them back,
yeah,
is the drug. But low doses of it for people who aren't opioid users are effective in combating parasites because what you want to do is I guess the parasites thrive in this opiate-like environment internally in the body that the body naturally produces, and also parasites thrive on elevated levels of dopamine, which drugs do, be it be it opiates or even more so with meth and crack and cocaine, things like that, and even Adderall. And so, when you're on a drug, the parasites are on a drug.
yeah,
And they get addicted to these drugs too, and they'll do everything to drive you to return to using the drug because
it,
they
yeah,
want the drug. They want the dopamine. They're addicted to our dopamine
yeah,
because they can't produce it, but they can make us do whatever to produce more of it so that they can feed off of it.
yeah. So while we getting high, they just having a good goddamn on time in our stomach,
Yeah, 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 yeah,
and
yeah,
everybody
yeah, yeah,
partying it up. It
yeah,
makes
yeah,
sense.
yeah. It
Really
absolutely
makes
makes
sense.
sense. All behavioral dysfunction, most of it is either due to trauma or it's parasites, or a combination of the two. And
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, and
So all of these problems can be solved. That's the great thing. Trauma can be healed. Parasites can be healed.
yeah.
The system wants us to think that we're lifelong, once an addict, always an addict, or
Yeah.
once you get one disease, you have to be managed for the rest of your life, or you're gonna have to. You have severe depression. You're gonna have to be on medication the rest of your life. No, you're not. If you deal with the root cause instead of treating the
Hmm.
symptoms, you know.
Exactly. They just want to keep shoving band-aids down our throat.
Yeah,
Band-aid, band-aid, band-aid.
yeah,
Just
yeah,
patch it up. And then
yeah.
when you get sick or have side effects from that medicine, now they can diagnose you with something else and give you
Right,
another medicine.
right.
And it just the rabbit hole just keep
Yeah,
going.
and next thing you know, you're taking 20 medications and none of them
Yeah.
are actually really helping you.
Yep. I was on I was what 28 years old on like 8, 9 different medicines. I'm like,
Yeah,
what the
yeah,
heck?
yeah, yeah,
My
yeah,
great
exactly.
grandmother lived to 100 and I think it was 112. I got pictures and everything of her,
Wow.
112, and she wasn't never on any medications. I'm trying to figure out how am I 28
Right.
and I'm on all this medicine. What is the
Yeah,
deal?
yeah, exactly,
People
exactly,
getting sick
exactly.
and dying. They got us believing that that 60 is okay, that is old, and being 60 is okay to have all these diseases.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
That
exactly.
this is normal,
No, it's
old
not
age.
normal.
Yeah.
No,
It's crazy.
it's
Especially when
absolutely crazy.
Yeah,
It's
especially when you got people like me that seen my great grandmother 112 years old and was out voting, was swimming at Myrtle Beach and everything. She
right.
swimming better than a person than us, and we sitting there all week and all messed up, and she sitting back running laps around us. This
Yeah.
just don't make sense.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
it does make sense when you actually understand what's really going on and what the
yeah, well,
system
yeah.
wants. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it
But
makes sense then.
yeah,
It makes sense now, but back then it didn't make
right.
sense because we
Exactly.
trying to figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
If she's not tired, she ain't showing no. And then when she passed away, she just went in her sleep.
Yeah. That's
No
beautiful.
pain, no nothing.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
took a nap and didn't wake back up.
Yeah. Yeah.
the
Yeah.
way it's intended to be. But I'm gonna ask you a question. What do you think? Okay, this might be like far out there, maybe thinking too much, right? But nothing is impossible now. But anyway, so when the body dies and it decomposes, right?
Yeah.
Okay, we know these worms and maggots and all this stuff come out, right?
Right.
These the parasites that are leaving and looking for another host, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. Do you believe that they put us in these coffins and caskets to lock away the parasites?
You
Like, you get
know,
what I'm saying?
that's a good question. No, no, the thing is that parasites are needed, okay? That they're part of the environment. Worms are needed in order to bring the nutrients to the earth and that the plants can feed off of them, right?
Yeah,
But and we're part of the earth, and I think we're doing a disservice by A, being buried in a casket,
yeah,
or B, being like you know, having our ashes done or whatever, where we're not brought back into the earth.
yeah,
And that everything that dies is supposed to biodegrade back into the earth, you
yeah,
know,
exactly.
and I believe that caskets you know, getting somebody's ashes or whatever is preventing that from going back into the earth because everything
Yeah,
has a natural cycle and a natural flow. Yeah, I don't know,
yeah,
man.
yeah. They
It's
Cause I look at like, okay, it's like from the day you born to the day you die, they still want to shoot you with something. When you first born, they want to hit you with vaccines,
right.
and then when you die, they want to shoot you up with and bomb you with formaldehyde.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Don't It's like they don't want the body to go through its natural breaking down stage.
yeah,
Like when they did Ali, he was dead for 10 years. They dug him up. It's like his body never, like nothing didn't break down.
yeah.
Like, we supposed to be giving back to the earth, but it makes sense. They don't want the grass to be greener. They
Right.
chopping down all the trees. It's like, what are these people breathing? They not breathing oxygen like us.
Yeah, yeah. Well, they're psychopaths
Yeah,
and narcissists. They're dark predatory personalities, and unfortunately, they've controlled the narrative for a long time. But they can't when people like us continue to have these conversations.
yeah,
But everything indicates to me that basically anybody who runs a mortuary or anything like this is I really have to question what they're truly doing with the bodies that they
yeah,
acquire and that they're likely are doing some sort of rituals and satanic stuff behind the scenes
yeah, yeah. I
and
believe
in
that
all
too.
of these you know and yeah,
Yeah, because uh, uh, uh
I'm
I don't
losing you
know. I
again.
I gotta send you this itinerary of this lady, her son, right?
Yeah,
He was uh he was a basketball player in college, and he loaned his buddy like 25 grand or something like that. You heard about that story?
no,
He loaned his buddy 25 grand, and then he was supposed to pay it back in a few months, but I think 6 months had went by, so he went to go he called him, and his buddy said, "Meet me at the hospital at my father," because his father was a surgeon, right?
yeah,
So he meets him at the hospital, and he took his wallet out his pocket and set it on his chair. For whatever reason, he did that. Who knows? But he's in the parking lot, and then he goes and meets him around the back. Didn't we talk about the story before?
yeah. You talked about it in the last interview. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, yeah, but but the point that I'm trying to make is, if a doctor can do that, you get what I'm saying? If he can
Hmm.
do that, then, like, what else are they doing?
Yeah,
Imagine you being a donor, and they taking you're a donor. Okay, this person, oh, he goes in there for a headache. We can just go ahead and say he didn't make it. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And then take the body
yeah.
and donate it to whatever, whatever. They just doing all kinds of sick
That
stuff.
the
You
medical
can't put
system
nothing past them.
is lying to us on so many levels. You can go in sick and they will say that you're healthy, or you can go in healthy and they'll say that you're sick. It's
Yeah,
just like we're just not getting the truth, man.
yeah, they could be doing. Yeah, I believe that when you sign at the DMV, the MVL, whatever you call it, whatever state you in,
Yeah,
to get your license and you be a donor, I believe some of them people are organ harvesting,
they
and
absolutely are.
people. Yeah, and people think, oh, they always looking past them because they got PhD degrees and they got their little the little white coat doctor
Yeah, yeah,
thing with
yeah.
their little stuff, whatever that scope called thing. Listen to your heart. Uh, they got that, so they believe that they are righteous people, and they say, oh, well, the cartel is harvesting. I only know the cartel of selling drugs,
Right,
not
right.
out here, you know, cutting people open and stealing kidneys and hearts and stuff like that. That's a surgeon thing.
Yeah.
So, it's not far fetched to believe that they do stuff like that.
Yeah,
You
it's
know,
they're well, everything's a cartel. That the oil businesses, the oil corporations are a cartel. The medical system's a cartel. The but they're all supporting each other. They're all
yeah,
working together. And
yeah.
I don't know, man. It's
Yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah, you probably most likely right. They are working together, just
well,
like with the Contra scandal. The government was in on
yeah.
that whole
Yeah,
deal.
with Gary Webb and how they
Yeah,
brought the crack into the inner cities of America, and yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
And I
That
forget the lady name. You know what? The lady also, it was a lady that I'm not for sure she was in cahoots with Gary Webb. Her name is Maxine Waters.
I haven't heard about Maxine.
Oh, yeah, you gotta look her up. Maxine Waters. She was around during that time, and
Hmm.
she was talking about how the CIA, the CIA was helping bring the drugs over here. What's his name? What was the
Ricky
military
Ross.
guy? It was Oliver
Oh,
West,
Oliver North.
Oliver North,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
and Poindexter.
yeah,
He was talking about them how they was bringing drugs over here with and had what's his name, Freeway Rick Ross. You heard
yeah,
of
yeah,
him?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and stuff like that. Yeah, she was on that as well. Right along with Gary Webb.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yep.
It's wild, and the same thing's happening with the fentanyl today, and everything else, and
Yep.
fentanyl. First of all, the heroin supply was being phased out, and as it was being phased out, it was being cut with fentanyl,
Yep.
and then basically heroin disappeared from the streets, and all you could find was fentanyl, but it came pressed in pills that looks like OxyContin.
Exactly.
So that because heroin had was highly stigmatized and people who were pill takers refused to turn to heroin. But
Yeah.
they didn't have that same stigma with fentanyl that looked like OxyContin pills. So then
Yeah.
they got all the heroin users on fentanyl, and then they got all the OxyContin users on fentanyl.
Yep.
And it's an evil game, dude. It's an evil
Yep.
game. And fentanyl is 50 times stronger than heroin. You get sick 4 or 5 times a day instead of once. It's a parasite drug. It completely changes the landscape. But none of this happened naturally. This was all orchestrated by the deep state, CIA,
Yep.
and the pharmaceuticals and the hospital community.
Yeah.
You know?
They added, they stepped it up even further from fentanyl. They now mixed it with xylazine.
Oh
I,
yeah,
I
yeah,
did an
yeah, yeah,
interview with these people with these people maybe like 2 weeks ago. I got it up on my page, whatever, right?
yeah,
They was telling me that okay, like with the fentanyl, how they get sick 4 or 5 times a day.
yeah.
These people, the high only lasts like 30 minutes, 40 minutes, and they
Right,
got to get high again. So
right.
if you woke 20, you constantly being woke. You're like a zombie. You can't go to sleep because the minute you go to sleep, you're going to get sick.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So they got to get high, probably out of 24 hours out a day, they got to get high at least 15, 16 times.
Right, 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 right,
Because
right.
it only because of the xylazine. I
Yeah,
mean, it's eating their arms up.
yeah,
Some of this stuff.
yeah,
It's this guy. Also, another guy I interviewed. Uh, he wanted to take his shoe off, but I said I'm not going to do that. I'm not. I don't want you to disrespect yourself like that. But if he take his shoe off, his socks is actually embedded in his skin.
yeah, yeah,
Where
yeah,
yeah, where his whole feet is just sore. And I said, well, how did that happen? He said it's from the xylazine and the
yeah,
fentanyl, but also of constantly walking to keep getting his money all day long, not sleeping.
yeah.
And yeah, it's just like his feet is just melting
So,
his
so
skin.
are you in Maryland?
I'm in Maryland.
Yeah,
I'm in
because
Baltimore.
I knew xylazine's been a problem in the Philly area for a long time with like Kensington and stuff, but it's
Yeah.
it's in Maryland too now, huh?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yes, these
Yeah, the
people they
trank.
got to
Yeah,
get high constantly around the clock.
yeah, yeah,
They
yeah,
even putting I know this sounds crazy, but they also putting fentanyl in Suboxone down here, and then they also putting Suboxone inside of crack cocaine.
yeah. Well, they're putting fentanyl in everything. They're putting fentanyl in the
Yeah,
meth. They're putting fentanyl in counterfeit Xanax. They're putting fentanyl in everything.
yeah, but
Uh,
they also putting Suboxone in crack cocaine. Now, how they doing that is crazy to me, but
yeah,
the people on the streets, because I'm always out there doing these interviews and talking to the people, and they telling me that they're putting Suboxone inside of the crack cocaine.
yeah,
So when they get high, it's like it'll give them a strong crack high,
yeah,
but then the Suboxone will bring them down low.
yeah.
So anybody that knows that ever did cocaine or crack, you notice they get high and then they
And then
dip
go
them
down
real
and get
low.
be like sleepy
Yeah,
dope. Yeah, yeah. And
yeah,
it's
but
it's kind of like doing a speedball, you know?
yeah.
Yeah,
So they put the Suboxone in them to bring them down even lower than what they would have been with just the
yeah,
crack, so
yeah,
they can want it even more.
yeah, 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 yeah.
It's crazy. This
It
is you can
is. It's into day stuff when our government is and our government's complicit in all this and our medical
yeah.
system's complicit in all this.
Yeah,
You
because
know?
where all these we don't own any science labs and
Yeah,
stuff like that. This is
yeah.
all chemist stuff.
Right. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. All these synthetic drugs, guess who's it coming from? It's coming from the scientists,
Yeah, so
and the government is funding it.
yep. So is it fair to say that that Satan number one tool is science? Is it safe to say that?
Yeah, well, yeah. Well, the beautiful thing is that science and spirituality can converge, but
Yeah,
the dark forces have been in control for so long that they've pushed a very sick scientific narrative rather than true science.
yeah,
And
exactly.
so science can be a beautiful thing,
Yeah,
that when it's actually accurate and true. But
yeah,
but 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 since specific narratives have been pushed and other true science has been suppressed, that
yeah.
it's very dark today what science and medicine have become, but they should be beautiful things.
Yeah,
They
absolutely. It makes me sometimes this stuff is so crazy, it makes me wonder sometimes. I'm not losing my mind or will ever want to hurt myself or nothing like that. It makes me wonder, are we in hell? You get
yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
It really makes me think that because I feel like it's just too much.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
It's just
I
too
mean,
much.
when the systems that are supposed to protect you and help you are killing you and
Yeah,
making you sicker, yeah, it's in today's stuff, man. It's really
yeah.
bad.
Yeah, they putting piss and rat poison and tobacco. Like what is this? This is crazy.
Yeah.
Like rat poison, and then you know what else is crazy, brother Greg?
What's
This
up?
always enter my mind. Okay, you got John Hopkins and all these places, right? They do tests because I used to work at the science lab at John Hopkins. I was doing plumbing work at the science lab.
Right.
Okay, now they running all these tests on these lions, tigers. They got all that stuff in there. People don't know that it's tigers and all that in the hospital.
Yeah.
Down in the basement, they got rats and all that. So, um, they run these tests on these animals, especially the rats and the mice. But then want to tell me that tell us that because it's good for a rat or a mice, that is okay for us.
Yeah.
That don't even make sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't eat out the trash can. I don't eat out the gutter.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I I'm way better. They done reduced us down to rodents.
Yeah, yeah, they absolutely view us as animals, and it's really gross.
Yep. That's
And
something to think about, though, isn't it? If
yeah,
they run these clinical trials on rats and mice and say if it's okay for them, then it's okay for us to take.
right.
They compare us to rodents.
Yeah. Well,
Totally out of
it's you can determine some information through animal studies like safety and stuff, but then you have to test it on a very small percentage of people. You can't make broad conclusions that okay, if this is safe for rats or this is safe for rhesus monkeys, then it's safe for humans. But you
right.
can say, all right, well, if it's safe for these animals, then it's likely safe for humans. But let's test it. Let's just test the waters on a couple people, that really, have, but
Yeah,
you can't make broad sweeping conclusions right now that the scientific process and the scientific method has been co-opted and everybody's just locked into bad science, bad
yeah,
scientific methods. And yeah, we just need a big truth bomb to hit the universe, the world, where people get back on course and start doing true scientific exploration and
yeah,
that we can tap into true spirituality. And we need to flip the script and have truth and integrity actually valued again rather than lies and deception, and
yeah.
manipulation.
Cause I honestly, to be truthful, I really don't trust them. And the reason why I don't trust them, let me tell you why I don't trust them because it's like this, right? Um, they okay, we know that it's in the Bible. I think it's Genesis chapter 1, verse 29, Revelations chapter 22, verse 2, and it might be Ezekiel 14 and 6, but it's all through the Bible, the Old Testament and New Testament, that we supposed to eat fruits and stuff like that, and that the herbs are for healing us.
Yep.
Okay, and if that's the case, and if the herbs healing us, and if the forefather of medicine, which was Hippocrates, he specialized in using fruits and vegetables and natural herbs and remedies like that to heal us, you know, why would they then turn around and take herbs and then mix it with man-made chemicals and then give it to us and say that is medicine? So
Well,
they basically act, they playing as God, like God need an intervention or something.
and who likes to play God? Satan. So
Exactly.
and basically all medications are facsimile. They're basically just a copy of natural things that we know work, but that this knowledge has been suppressed. And so
Yeah.
so they try to make a synthetic copy of what works naturally, because that can be patented and that can make massive amounts of money.
Yeah.
Whereas what God has provided us doesn't make them money.
Exactly.
And so you can't patent what's natural, right? You
Yeah.
can't, yeah. So and so like, oh, there's this revolutionary life-saving drug. Well, no, not really, because all it is a facsimile of probably something pre-existing that works even better, that doesn't come with side effects, that doesn't cost a lot of money. Um, and but all this knowledge of herbs and diet and exercise and sunlight and connecting with the earth has been suppressed.
Yeah.
So
It's
so
pretty much
so so that
witchcraft.
we turn to pharmaceuticals, we turn to surgeries.
Yep. It's witchcraft.
It is. It is. It's it's
It's
it's
witchcraft.
purely evil.
Yeah, it's witchcraft, and that's back to that word pharmakia. It's
Yeah.
all witchcraft and sorcery and stuff like that. And notice that, doctors only get what 7, 8 hours of studying nutrition. But if my body is based and thrive off of what I put in it, which everything goes through the mouth. You eat through the mouth, drink through the mouth, and breathe through the mouth. They should have more classes on that nutrition
Oh,
more than
absolutely.
anything.
The entire medical system needs to be completely revamped.
Yeah.
Rockefeller and the Rothschild family, John D. Rockefeller and Rothschild family, completely tarnished medicine. And then after World War II, the complete medical system establishment was hijacked into pharma profits, and it's really gross. We just need to go back to the basics.
Yep. And
Eat,
it's
eat, 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 and live biblically, and
yeah.
go get back to using herbs and finding this information that was known but has been hidden and suppressed.
Yep. And it's right in front of our face. When you look at a
Yeah,
doctor shirt or they badge or whatever right here,
yeah,
it say MD. So
yeah,
that means that they study medicine.
yeah,
That medicine, that's it.
yeah,
So what good is that? You
yeah.
know, what good is that for a human that thrives off of nutrition?
Right, right, right. Exactly. And once we fix the food supply, once we fix the water, yeah, the solutions are actually pretty simple. We just need entirely new leadership. We need better media. We need better social media. The truth can't be suppressed much longer.
Mm.
The more that people like you and I have these conversations, I know we're not reaching thousands, hundreds of thousands of people yet, but we will.
Yeah.
That more people who speak up and speak the truth and stand in light, that they can't keep on suppressing this, and maybe this message over the next few days reaches 300 people. Well, then that 300 people, well, maybe that will impact, like, totally revolutionize 5 people's lives, and then those 5 people then transfer the knowledge over to another 20 people, and then, like, it's just a cascade effect, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I get frustrated knowing that the information I am sharing on the website and on the channel will solve so many problems of that everybody's dealing with it, but it's not reaching the people. But then it's just kind of keep it in perspective that it's, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
We just, yeah,
Yeah. I
go,
want to say this real quick. I want to expose this what I noticed here in Baltimore.
yeah.
Okay, so it's tons of people here have go fishing. We known for rockfish, white
Hmm.
perch. We known for the Merlin blue crab and stuff like that. So it's a lot of families down here that was actually surviving off the fish. Not saying that that's their only source of meat, but I know my family we used to always fill up our freezer. We would go fishing with rock and get rockfish and all that and stock our freezer up for the winter, which was making it more cost effective for us groceries.
Yeah,
But with the state of Maryland have allowed these big corporations and companies to do, they were dumping diesel fuel and asphalt inside the water. And they was getting permission from the city to do that.
yeah,
And also they allowed the vessels to dump scrap foods in the water, and also they was dumping stool. So when them big vessels the big vessels on the water, once they get filled up with stool and pee and urine and all this stuff, they have a spot where they just dump it straight in the water.
yeah,
Now we wonder why all these fishes are ending up with lesions and stuff. And we have this it's called a pistachio tide. We
yeah,
had that going on for almost a year now in Baltimore. I know that it's supposed to have something to do with the oxygen level and this and that, But I also believe that the fish down here is being affected from the stool that the state of Maryland is allowing these vessels to dump inside the water, the diesel fuel and the asphalt and concrete, all that extra waste, they just throw it straight in the water.
Absolutely. Everything's interconnected. Everything that we do has an impact on our environment, which has an impact on our food, which has an impact on our water, and it's just everything's interconnected, man.
Okay.
Yeah, and so, we just need to be more respectful of the earth and of our food supply, our water supply, and other people. It's just, yeah, it's yeah. And
Yep.
and 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 and, and all these problems can be solved. All this, and the earth will heal when we stop poisoning it. We will heal when we stop poisoning ourselves. You know?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely. It's sometimes it get rough, and it's just it's really sad, man. It's really sad. I really feel sorry for I thank God for giving me the opportunity to live. I know we are made in his image and his likeness, and that we are like smaller gods. Because
yeah.
he's the almighty God, but we smaller gods having a human like experience, right?
Hmm.
And I'm grateful for that, but I definitely feel sorry for the children that's coming after.
Yeah,
That's why it's important. That's why your message is extremely important. You know, the message I push is important. But it has to keep going. We got to break through the door
yeah,
and reach more people because it has to get spread. People are
yeah,
falling away from all the old school remedies. I mean, the eggs don't taste the same.
yeah,
The water it tastes don't taste right. I got an apple that I had downstairs, sitting down there for like a month now. It haven't turned rotten. It haven't did anything. It's just wax on it.
yeah, yeah.
Just don't
And
make
and
sense.
yeah, and you're exactly right. Is that the bottom line here is that we need to protect the children and future generations at all costs.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's it. But at the same time, we don't need to coddle them. We need to also give them the tools for them to be critical thinkers and to
Yeah.
see and to allow them to make mistakes so that they, can learn. And yeah, it's yeah,
Right.
we need new leadership, but definitely the young and the vulnerable need to be protected at all costs.
Right. And you know what? While I got you on the online, I
Yeah,
want to grab something and show you because I told you I had did the membendazole.
yeah,
I did that 1 week and then waited 2 weeks and did the other part of the treatment. I did get some worms out, but I want to show you this one thing. I want to know what you think about it.
yeah.
1 second.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, well, Manny's gone. I'll talk about how I've been doing a lot of pure fruit smoothies with pure apple juice and old-fashioned yogurt that is with natural cultures. It's with fat and that it's really fantastic. It's like this Bulgarian yogurt. And so I've been having a lot of diarrhea, loose stools and stuff, but that's a healthy sign because this is the fruit, the fiber, all these are antiparasitics and they're flushing out my colon. And so I just want to add that food is medicine when we eat the right food. And again, he's grabbing mebendazole, and I recommend people find other ways to treat their parasites over pharmaceuticals. On the supplements page of my website, notthatkindofcrazy.com. There's wormwood, clove, black walnut, so many ways that things natural of the earth that have been around forever that God made, that nature made, that are perfect tools and resources to combat parasitic infections and for us to heal. So that are better than the pharmaceuticals, because again, the pharmaceuticals are just facsimiles of what God made that are and what God made is better than what the pharmaceutical industry makes.
One second.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm, yeah. Yep. Put that out. Okay. Here I come. Let me put the screen back up. Okay. So I wanted to know, what did you feel about this?
Just a minute. What's
Could you
that?
see?
Oh, black walnut? Black
There's
walnut's
black.
fantastic. I was just talking about it while you were gone.
There's
And
black.
I was, yeah, it's, I have this all listed on the supplements page on my treating parasites on my website. Black walnut, wormwood,
Yeah.
clove, oregano oil, all these things I talk about in great detail. They're all
Yeah.
fantastic.
I know. I see it. I seen it on there, but it wasn't that. It was just this particular brand. I had got this
Oh,
from.
I see. I can't endorse any specific brands because some of them aren't that great, others are, and all this
Yeah.
other things.
Okay.
So hold on one second. All right.
Yeah.
So
So, do you recommend like what? Where do you recommend a specific place or?
that's a great question. I don't know what we really need the truth on supplements because you're basically just trusting the company that they're giving what they say because there's very little oversight on supplements that are
Yeah.
created. I know that certain brands are more respected than others. I know that if you go to a place like Sprouts or Natural
Yeah.
Grocers or something, that they'll likely have higher quality vendors that they work
Okay.
with, manufacturers that they work with, over
Yeah.
going to like Walmart or CVS or Walgreens or something.
Yeah. I got that from Sprouts.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So you're definitely going to find higher quality products at more of those natural stores over the major corporate ones that are
Okay.
owned by and again with stores you shop at, look who owns them. Look who's the controlling interest. If it's BlackRock, Vanguard, State Street, and or or the manufacturer of the drug and the controlling interest is owned by one of these conglomerates, then the
Right.
products likely aren't the best for you.
Excuse. Yeah.
So yeah, but
So
yeah,
what
no,
the
yeah,
what?
go ahead.
Good. Sorry. What does okay? What does the I haven't taken black walnut hull or wormwood before. What does it do? Like, I mean, I know it's an antiparasitic, but
Yeah, it paralyzes the worms and allows your body, your immune system to flush them out and stuff.
okay.
And again, it's like after you're taking these antiparasitics, I recommend following them up with taking bentonite clay or activated charcoal because these are binders that help pull these dead toxins, dead parasites, and everything from your body and flush them from your body. Because if they're not flushed from your body immediately, you're going to feel sick. Even though you're getting healthy, it's going to make you feel sick.
Yeah.
If your body's full of worms and you kill all the worms, but then all the dead bodies are in your body, you're going to feel like crap.
Yeah.
And so bentonite clay and activated charcoal help pull all these dead parasites and dead pathogens from your body, and toxins. So
So, do you recommend to drink the clay before or after?
after.
So, so a couple days after the fact.
Well, a couple of hours after the
Yeah.
fact. Yeah. So, it's like you want to take the anti-parasitic, be it a pharmaceutical or black walnut or wormwood and things. And
Yeah.
then a couple hours after that, after the anti-parasitic treatment that you've taken has taken effect, then you take the binder in the bentonite clay or the activated charcoal, to then pull out those, dead parasites.
Yeah, because the reason why I asked that because okay, I know the mebendazole. I know you don't mess with the pharmaceuticals, but the mebendazole I've been getting from the Hispanic community. Um, well, I know you take two pills, or you take one pill twice a day for 3 days. It's 6 pills. Okay, now if you take, don't you want to wait till it kill them all off and then do it?
Well, no, it's like as you're taking them, you're killing them off. But in order to kill them all off, it's what you want to do is rotate because yeah,
Yeah,
because when you're first taking the menbendazole, you're killing off one round of parasites, but you're not killing all of them. So
yeah,
then you want to take the bentonite clay or the activated charcoal after that first round of menbendazole to remove the ones that are dead.
yeah.
And then clear those out of your system. And then when you take the menbendazole, when you're scheduled to take it the next time, then after you take it, then wait a couple hours and then take the bentonite clay or the activated charcoal to again clear out the ones that are dead from
Yeah.
that round of the medication of the
Okay.
antiparasitic.
Okay. And I also have this right here. I don't know if you did this. I never did this one before. This one called a sour sap bitters.
Yeah,
If you can
yeah,
see that, I had took. That's how I got rid of the fluke worm. I
yeah,
had did black seed bitters.
yeah, yeah,
That's how I killed that fluke worm.
yeah,
But I'm quite sure I only got one of those out. I'm quite sure there's more there.
yeah, yeah,
So that's what made me get the black walnut hull and said after I do the membendazole, then I'm gonna try the black walnut hull and wormwood.
yeah.
I just want to feel
And
young
then
again.
I also, and I know you were talking about this, talking about doing a 70-hour, 72-hour fast, but I really recommend people look into intermittent fasting and more prolonged fastings like 72 hours.
Yeah, I already
It
do.
really, 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 when we eat, all of our body's energy is going into consumption rather than fighting infections. And it's certainly not in a state of ketosis where you're burning fat and repairing damaged cells.
Yeah,
So you can only really repair the damaged cells when you fast. And our bodies are incredible when we give them the opportunities to heal themselves.
yeah. I eat one meal a day. I've been eating one meal a day for at least about 6 years now.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, 6 years now. I only eat one time a day, and I noticed when I start eating one time a day that sometimes the urine get cloudy. That's because when that happens, that's the body releasing old dead cells.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, most people see that and get freaked out, but that's your body actually getting healed.
Right.
And most people think they're gonna see results right then and there.
Yeah.
Sometimes it take as long as it take to heal it as it took for you to tear it down.
Yeah, you didn't get sick in a day. You're not going to get healthy in a day.
Is that
But we live in the instant gratification, the now time, where everybody expects things to happen immediately. And that's all been part of the programming. But
yeah,
no, it takes it took you time to get sick, and it's going to take you time to get healthy. Um,
absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely. But
yeah.
I really respect your work, man. I really do. I hope God bless you with more people, so because they need to know this message.
They
It's really
absolutely do. They do. It's not for my benefit. I'm not out here for my ego. I'm out here
yes,
because
yes,
I want everybody to be happy and healthy, and I want the kids to be happy and healthy and protected in future generations. Because on
yeah,
the current trajectory we're on, we're turning this planet into hell.
yeah, absolutely,
Yeah, yeah.
absolutely. I so once again, man, I really appreciate you giving me another opportunity to speak and converse, and we go back and forth and do a healthy build. It's really good, man. I love being on the show.
Yeah,
I
I love
love it.
having you on, Manny. You're a
Yeah,
fantastic guest, and
yeah,
I love
it's true.
platforming people like you. It's really it's awesome. It's awesome.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
all right,
Yep.
Manny,
Okay.
you have a blessed day, man.
All right. Peace.
All right, peace.
All right.